Hey guys, before I get started, I wanted to remind you to subscribe, smash that like button, comment below, do all that garbage. I also wanted to mention that any of the products I mentioned today will be linked below in the description, so if you're looking for those items, go ahead and click those links. They'll take you right to Amazon. So let's get started. When I got pregnant, I had brought up early on to my husband the idea of cloth diapering, which was mostly an environmental choice. I knew how many diapers ended up in the landfill in the lifespan of diapering your child, and it kind of disturbed me. And unfortunately, most disposable diapers to this day are still not fully biodegradable. You can go with as natural of options as possible, but it's very difficult to ease that dissonance in my brain when I'm using a disposable diaper. I just know that it's gonna end up in the garbage and it's gonna end up in a landfill, and it makes me sad. The secondary reason was obviously budgeting. So we do know that diapers are not cheap, especially for my daughter because she has to use a specific brand and it's just a little bit more than the mainstream diapers that you'll buy. We basically just stockpiled diapers. I bought 6 packs of Alva Baby and Mama Koala diapers through my entire pregnancy. By the time she was about 2 months old, one day I was kind of feeling intimidated by it, even though I had watched tutorials on how to care for them, how to wash them, all that. It was still something new, so I was a little bit worried, but literally the day we started, we never looked back. I want to give you guys just kind of a quick tutorial. It's nothing crazy, but just kind of every day or every other day, we go through the process of washing the diapers and kind of the entire care of your cloth diapers from start to finish. Again, as I mentioned, some of the brands I really like. I think my favorite brand is Alva Baby. Mama Koala has some really cute prints, but I prefer the way the Alva Baby fit my daughter better, just because that's part of the problem with even disposable diapers. She's so slim down the middle that a lot of the diapers, you just can't get them tight enough. So Alva Baby really fits her, but the Mama Koala ones are definitely a good close second. And I actually did buy some Bum Genius ones with like the inserts sewn in. It's like a double, I'll show them to you, but it's got 2 inserts sewn in, so you don't actually take them out. The rest of the diapers that we use are pocket diapers. Initially, when I started buying cloth diapers, I got a couple of the Bum Genius, but they're crazy expensive. They're like $25 for 1 diaper. And I was thinking, oh, these will be convenient. I don't have to stuff diapers. I don't have to pull the inserts in and out. And then I realized if she poops in it, when she poops in it, that's gonna be a nightmare to clean out. So that's when I started going more towards the 6 packs of the pocket diapers, and I'm really glad that we made that choice for A, for our budget, and B, just for the fact that they're actually easier to deal with than the Bum Genius all-in-one diapers. I do like the Bum Genius at nighttime because she never really poops at night. It definitely gives her the overnight protection that she needs. So the next footage is probably going to be a little bit crappy because it's on my GoPro, so bear with me on that, just because it's easy to run around the house with that camera than it is to run around with my big camera. Let's get started. Hey guys, so as I mentioned, can you get out of here? My cat's being ridiculous. So as I mentioned, footage and audio might not be as great because we're on the GoPro right now, which is easier to run around the house with that, but I wanted to show you my full process for cloth diapering. So we're gonna start here with all the cloth diapers that I had washed a couple days ago, so there's quite a bit. So I just kind of hang dry everything. I keep a few of these hangers in here to put up any inserts, just because if you just line them up all like this, they take up space really fast. These are the Bum Genius double inserts that I was talking about, where they're actually sewn into the diaper. Back here, I actually just threw one of these giant like 3M hooks because I have one of those bath flowers and I like to hang it in there to dry. And then it's also great for these reusable liners that I put in the diaper pail. We'll gather up all of the diapers and I'll show you what I do with those next. Okay, so we're in my daughter's nursery. It's a little messy in here, don't mind that. I've collected all of her cloth diapers. So like I said, these are the nighttime ones. I usually just throw those to the side because I only have a few of them. Those are inserts. And then I actually, down below, I have a few of these bins. So every time I take dry diapers off of the tub, I just bring them in here because I don't go and stuff them right away. I probably stuff diapers once every 3 to 5 days, depending on how much we've gone through. And I just let them pile up. And once they're full, I'm usually getting low downstairs. in her little diaper basket. So I just sit down and kind of stuff everything. We're not gonna do that right now. What I'm gonna show you next before we stuff diapers is the process of washing them. Okay, so we have to be a little bit quiet because the baby's napping. She's usually fine with noise. Well, just woke up. She hears my voice when it's kind of quiet. She usually wakes up. This is my diaper pail, and it is entirely full from 2 days worth of diapers. So what I do is I take out this liner. Try to do this one-handed as best I can. Then we put in the liner that was drying in the shower. I'm going to have to set this down while I do that. This is fairly straightforward. I use a top loader, very basic. They're actually kind of nice for doing cloth diapers because you can control the water levels a little bit more. I can select what load size I want, small, large, or super. And you want a little extra water when you're doing cloth diapers because you want to rinse out all of that excess waste. High efficiency can be used, but it's not as easy because it's going to select the water level based on weight, whereas here we want extra even though it's going to be a light load. What I always do, don't know why I opened that. What I always do is I set to large because it usually fills up the basin about halfway, which is plenty. And then I always do whites. For the rinse, I actually just set it to a wash cycle, and I set it on light to get, just to rinse it out, because then we're gonna do an actual wash later with, that's a little loud. So I'm gonna pause that to talk. So I do a light cycle when it's the rinse cycle, just because we're just trying to get the pee and any like poo or whatever that might end up on the diapers out. I'll fill it up with water, and then I actually just add about a half of a cup of distilled white vinegar to the water for the rinse cycle. What that does is it helps eliminate odors, and it also helps soften the fabric, because I hang dry it. I don't use fabric softener. And I actually have started throwing this in during the rinse cycle of the actual wash as well, because it does help take any of that remaining detergent or OxyClean or anything out. So we'll let this fill up. Let that run now, and that's going to go through a rinse cycle. Once it's done, we will do an actual wash cycle. In the meantime, since I've got 30 minutes before I need to start this again, we'll go stuff diapers, and I'll show you guys how I do that. Okay, I normally do this downstairs, but I wanted to be able to talk to you guys a little bit about the process in decent lighting and with decent sound. Apparently I have a lisp that I don't know about. Since I did bring up the Bum Genius diapers, I wanted to kind of show you what I was talking about. So it's the actual cloth diaper, right? But then it's got, this is like the insert part of the pocket cloth diapers, but it's basically just sewn into the diaper, and there's two panels, one in the front and the back. It's the Bum Genius all-in-one, like 5.0 or something, I can't remember, but they were the first cloth diapers I bought. I had bought about 4 of them, and they were super pricey, so like 25 bucks a piece. I spent $100 basically on 4 diapers, which is insane. And I'm glad that I changed course in the middle of stocking up, because there's no way I would have been able to do this full time had I not done that. But what they are great for, I've got a little girl, so when I put these on her, this is the front. So the front flap I put down first, and you'll notice it's got like a soft fleece kind of lining, and then the microfibers on the back. You don't want the microfiber to touch their skin because it will pull moisture from their skin. With my daughter, I lay down the first flap, and then I take the second one, instead of doing it all the way up to the front. When she's laying on her back, because she sleeps on her back, pee will go down her butt, and so a lot of it will tend to like pull up more at the back. So I like to just fold this in half, fleece side out, so that basically what she has is like a single liner in the front and a triple liner in the back. And that helps give her protection and stay dry, like her clothing and stuff. It doesn't leak out of the back of the diaper in the middle of the night, which wouldn't be fun. Nobody wants to be sleeping in their own pee-soaked clothes. So those are the Bum Genius ones. You don't really have to do anything with those. I usually just toss them on the pile because we use one every night. What I do is kind of separate out, because I do have two different brands. The Alva Baby have a basic plain insert, but the Mama Koala have these customizable inserts. They're a little bit longer than the Alva Baby, and they have these 3 snaps in them. So this is like the male end, and these are 2 like female ends. Basically, you snap in. So with the Mama Koala ones, like I said, they have a little bit longer of an insert. I'll show you as compared to an Alva Baby. So this is an Alva Baby insert. This is a Mama Koala insert. You can see it is a little bit longer. Cloth diapers are actually customizable in size, so you never have to worry about like, oh, she's not in a size 2 anymore, I can't use any of these diapers. They're all customizable, and that's why I also would recommend waiting until they're about 2 months old, just because unless you get the small ones that are for newborns, which to me is a waste, I recommend just kind of going with disposables in the beginning anyways, because you're getting the hang of being a new mom or a new baby if this is not your first. You've already got so much on your plate. For me, it was definitely worth it to kind of use up the diapers. We had a bunch from the baby shower, so I used disposable until she was 2 months old and she was big enough. But when I first put her in, like, you can customize the size. So like these snap apart, and when she was first in diapers, there's like 2 spots here where you could snap it down, and she was in the tightest version because obviously she was smaller. So it just shortens the length of this, right? And then these, at that point, I was buttoning all the way down to here, and same deal, because she's a girl and she's got nothing blocking her urine stream, it just goes right down her back into her butt if she's laying down or anything. So I would put the thicker pad towards the back. Now that she's a little bigger, I only button it to the first snap, and it still gives like a little lip, but because she's still in a collapsed version of this where she's not in the fully expanded diaper, we still go down 1 row of snaps. So it does make it a little bit longer, but it's not quite long enough for this entire pad to just be laying out flat, so I button it up at the back. And then the Alva Baby, I'll show you those too. Same exact concept. The only difference is kind of the way it's cut. I feel like the Mama Koala are a little bit wider, and these are a little bit more like curved in and contoured to her body a little bit better. And those ones, like I said, I just put these inserts in them. They just lay flat. I don't have to fold any end over anymore now that she's bigger. And I just pop one of those in there and I start stacking them up basically. So my process for just trying to do this in the most organized manner is I will lay out my different inserts, and I'll do like all the Mama Koala first and then all the Alva Baby after that. I think it's definitely smart when you're doing cloth diapering to not invest in one specific brand too much. Like I, for some reason, was thinking, oh, I really want to do just these Bum Genius ones. They seem so easy. But then in retrospect, like I said, I started thinking about it after having purchased 4 of them, and I was like, how's that gonna work out when she has some poop? Because that was before I discovered my handy dandy trick of DIY cloth diaper liners. They actually sell diaper liners, but to me, they're kind of expensive when a sheet of Viva paper towel does the same thing. And we figured this out a little bit by accident. I had been putting some rash cream on her because she gets sensitive skin. I change her diapers constantly. I'm always making sure she's dry before I put the next diaper on her, but she's just sensitive, and sometimes when you do all the precautionary measures, she still ends up with a diaper rash. And unfortunately, the diaper cream with the zinc and the oils is really what the problem is, but the zinc is the white ingredient in those diaper rash creams. That you would get these little white, just plain white stains in the fleece, and those oils in it can tend to trap smells and residue. I was asking a friend who also does cloth diapering what her method is for dealing with that and avoiding getting stains in your cloth diapers when you have to use rash cream. And she had mentioned liners, and then I started doing a little research online about them, and I read somewhere somebody suggested in a pinch Viva paper towels. And so because the original kind are soft like a fabric, it feels almost the same as like the fleece on the inside of these liners. So I got a roll, and we're changing her diapers, you know, we're doing that, we're putting the cream on, and then we like put the diaper under her, lay one sheet of the, like, choose a size Viva paper towels on top of the diaper before we snap her all into it. And then she had a poop, and we had been just running upstairs and spraying it out into the toilet. Even formula fed babies, like when we switched her formula from like the commercial American stuff you can get to this German brand, her poop started looking a lot more like a breastfed baby's poops. So they became completely water soluble. They weren't hard, they weren't thick. So they would spray out really easy into the toilet, but it was just kind of a pain in the ass. You're running up the stairs with a poopy diaper, you gotta spray it out. You gotta kind of wring it out so that you're not dripping. They have to run back downstairs and put it in a diaper pill because we do all of her changes down there. Just because it's easier. That's where I spend the majority of my day. And then we put in the Viva paper towel. She had a poop. My husband grabbed it and threw the paper towel out. Like, they're kind of strong, so it held everything together. It did not, the paper towel didn't bust apart or anything. And he was like, why aren't we doing this all the time? I am so sick of running upstairs and spraying out poop. This is way easier. So we grabbed whenever she has a poop, we just kind of like bunch it all into that paper towel. And sometimes you get a little on the edges of the diapers or at the back or whatever, but it does make cleanup from a poop a million times faster. Okay, so we have all of our liners, and now I also wanted to show you this one. So this was I randomly picked up like a pack of 5-layer charcoal ones, and these are kind of nice if I don't have any of her night ones handy. I'll just stuff one of these into an already lined regular diaper. These are also by Alpha Baby. It just gives a good nighttime protection and gives her, it's like super bulky. It looks ridiculous, so she has to be in loose fitting pajamas, but it does help if you're in a pinch and you want to be lazy and you don't feel like running upstairs to find, or if you don't have any of these clean for some reason or dry, whatever. Things happen, so I do like them, but I don't use them very regularly. All right, so basically they've got tags, and I can tell which is which too if I'm not seeing the tag. Now I know because I've used them so many times. I know which is which. But Mama Koala has a full band of buttons across the top. Alpha Baby actually has like a staggered button design, and they don't have any down here because a lot of times you need to pinch it in a little bit tighter at the top so it stays up. So I can always tell what's what by the shape, and after you go through your rounds of cloth diapering about 3 times, 4 times, like of using every single one you own, you kind of get to know what's what. We have a good 50-50 mix. I would suggest, if you really think you want to do it, like, I wouldn't commit to any one brand because obviously every baby is different. I would suggest maybe just stashing money away, because like I kind of went and gambled and just, this one's my favorite. I got this at the baby shower from my brother and sister-in-law. They got us a 6-pack as well of Alpha Baby. I bought 2 Alpha Baby packs. And then I bought, I think, 2 or 3 packs of the Mama Koala. So I just kind of was like going based on patterns. We didn't know if we were having a boy or a girl. So that kind of made it a little more complicated in terms of buying designs, because they do really want to give you gendered designs, which is annoying. At this point, my GoPro camera is probably stacked full and you can't see past these. But I would suggest, like, go ahead and buy 1 6-pack of each brand that you think interests you. And start with that, and you know, maybe stash away a little money that is specifically going to be for cloth diapers once your baby gets here. And once you see just kind of which ones you prefer and which fit best on your baby's body, which ones don't leak, because just like regular diapers, everybody's got a different brand that really just works the best for their baby. So you'll never know until you start doing it. It's very much trial and error. Like, you can get as much information about the process as you want, but once you get in it and you're doing it, that's when you're going to learn what you like, what you don't like, what fits. So this is what the pile looks like once I've kind of got it sorted. I have Alpha Baby, Mama Koala, Alpha Baby inserts, Mama Koala inserts. And then I'll just show you kind of on the main camera. I'm not going to make you watch the entire stuffing process, but I'll show you how I stuff each one, and then I'm going to go ahead and finish that up. So like I told you before, the Mama Koala ones, I always have to snap these down because she's not in the fully expanded size yet. So her diaper still collapsed down 1 row of buttons because she's still little. Because I like to bunch them up at the back a little bit for her, again, for extra protection if she's laying down, I always put the tag end in the front of the diaper. So the holes at the back of the diaper, you literally just, And then I grab a hold of it, make sure I've got a hold of the liner on the inside as well, and I just slide my hand out and kind of flatten it. And then these Mama Koala ones specifically do have like a little fleece lip, and you can just, you don't have to, but I just fold it over and kind of tucks everything into a nice neat package. And then I just throw them into my bin. I totally forgot also to show you how I stuff the Alva Baby ones. So same deal, there's a pocket at the back of it. Just out of habit, I grab the tag end and I put that down towards the front. I stuff it in. And then just grab it, the insert on the inside, like at the front of the diaper. Just make sure you have a grip on everything. Make sure it's all flattened out. Throw that in the pile. The only difference between the Alva Baby and the Mama Koala is that I don't have to snap the Alva Baby inserts at all. Okay guys, so we run the rinse cycle with just the vinegar. They've been spun out and everything. So what I'll do next is I leave it on large. The only time I do small is if I'm literally only washing like a few diapers. Say that I have to go somewhere, you know, we're going out of town or something, and we just want to wash what's in the bin. But generally I always set it to large because it does fill the water about halfway. Same deal. This time I go to medium, and then I will let the water fill up, and then we add just a little bit of like free and clear detergent. I only fill it to the minimum line, the A line on this, because that's for any size, you know, you need at least that much detergent. And then we also use, to help with stains, OxyClean Free and Clear. So, and honestly, I've had zero issues with poop stains in any of these diapers. The only thing that has stained is diaper rash cream. So okay, so this is what's left. I like to rotate them just because I want to make sure everything's getting used equally and we don't get more raggedy diapers than others. So just a stack of extra. Those are some of the gray ones, the charcoal ones I showed you. These are also nice to throw on top of her when I'm changing her in case she does start peeing. I just kind of blot her skin a little bit with these so that she's dry before I put the next diaper on, because I don't want to trap any moisture in there. This is the organized chaos of my diaper changing station. These are her disposables and her diaper rash cream. Viva paper towels, these are the ones I'm talking about, just plain, like the white cloth ones. They're really soft and they don't irritate her skin at all. Okay, now it's filling back up for the rinse cycle. So I have my vinegar. I wait for it to get filled up a little bit. I don't want to just pour straight vinegar onto one of the diapers, but you can see. I try to remember to always do this during that actual wash rinse cycle, because it does leave them a little bit softer and extracts any excess OxyClean and laundry detergent. But I don't always remember to do it. It's not the end of the world, but it does give that softening effect and remove any extra products on the diapers and the inserts themselves. Alright, so these puppies are done. They've been spun out, washed, rinsed, all that good stuff. I usually just take this bag that I normally have all the dirty diapers in. Now that it's clean, I stuff it with all the clean stuff. I take it upstairs and I just hang it over the bathtub like you guys saw at the beginning of the video. Okay guys, so before we wrap this up, I did want to give you a couple quick tips about using cloth diapers for your baby. Obviously everybody's different. You're gonna have a trial and error process of figuring out what diapers work best for you, you know, what setting you kind of have to have it on. That's all just learned through trial and error with your specific baby. Every baby's different. I don't expect my experience with my next baby to be the same as it is with my daughter, but some basics. If you want to make poop cleanup easier, definitely look into cloth diaper liners, or you can even go cheap like what we did and just the basic plain Viva paper towel. That's like the regular cloth kind, not the kind with ridges or any patterns, just the plain flat white pick a size Viva paper towels. Those have saved our diapers from rash cream, and they have saved us headaches from cleaning poop. The next thing I would suggest is also keep in mind, if you're breastfeeding your baby, if they're not on solids yet, poops from breastfed babies are completely water soluble. You'll be surprised how it just washes right out. I know a lot of moms who don't even bother with liners or anything in the beginning if they're breastfeeding, because the poop will just literally wash right out in the water. For us, because our baby is on formula and we've recently introduced solids into her diet, we definitely stick with the paper towel method. My last tip is something I got from someone else actually. When you go to change their diaper and you get ready to throw it in the pail, always just grab the back of the liner, remove it, and I just literally grab it, fold it. I don't have to touch any pee or poopy. Even if I do touch it, whatever. That's part of parenting, right? But usually the corner or something is dry and I can grab it, fold it over on itself. I just lay it like this, and then I grab the back end, fold it down, and shove it right into the diaper pail. So that way, when it comes time to wash diapers, you're not picking through cold, wet, poopy, and pee diapers and pulling all these inserts out. It makes dumping your diapers into the washing machine a heck of a lot quicker and a more pleasant task. So that's pretty much it. I know this kind of ended up being longer than I anticipated, just because there's a little bit of explanation about each step, but that's pretty much it. And like I said, once I started, I never looked back. The only time we use disposable diapers is when we're running errands or we're going to someone else's house. Or someone's babysitting, just because it's a lot easier and you can take wet bags with you and do all that stuff, but it's just such a pain to do all the excess. And I feel like every little bit helps. You know, if I'm at home all day, that's keeping 8 diapers out of the landfill every single day. And the days that we do run around, we're still at least cloth diapering half the time. So if you have any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys have about cloth diapering, and I hope that this encourages you to maybe look down that path. I know it's not right for everybody, but it definitely worked out for us, and I'm really, really thankful that we did it. This has never been a more appropriate video to end with. Deuces! But I wanted to be able to talk to you guys a little bit about the process. In decent lighting and with decent sound. Apparently I have a lisp that I don't know about.